Well, hello there, and welcome back. For those of you just joining me for the first time, I'm so happy to have you here. We could all use a little extra time, especially on weekends when our gardens need attention. Having the right tools or knowledge can significantly simplify your gardening tasks. There's plenty of unverified gardening advice, and even misinformation, floating around, so it's always wise to verify the sources. Start by consulting experienced nursery workers, certified horticulturists, master gardeners, accredited landscape designers, arborists, agricultural extension services, or reliable websites that end in .org or .edu. If you're visiting a personal website, check the About page for details on the individual's qualifications and professional affiliations. Today, we've done the research for you, so you can spend less time searching and more time enjoying your garden. Discover these expert tips that will help you carve out more time to relax, hang out with friends, or simply unwind with a glass of lemonade in your garden. Now, as the nights draw in and the days grow shorter, it's tempting to think that the gardening year is over, but there's still much to be done. Winter sowing is a technique that not only extends your gardening season but also utilizes the natural elements to your advantage. It's particularly effective for seeds that benefit from a period of cold stratification, mimicking the natural freeze-thaw cycle they would experience in the wild. Think of hardy annuals like calendula, their bright orange and yellow blooms a promise of spring to come. Or perhaps consider perennials like native milkweeds, vital for supporting pollinator populations. These seeds, when sown outdoors in late autumn or early winter, will experience the perfect conditions to break their dormancy, leading to stronger, healthier plants come spring. The process is simple. You'll need a container with drainage, something as simple as a recycled plastic container will do. Fill it with a seed-starting mix and sow your seeds according to the packet instructions. Label them clearly, a touch I always forget. Water them well and then place them outdoors in a sheltered location, protected from harsh winds. Mother Nature will do the rest, her wintry touch working its magic on your seeds. One of the greatest joys of gardening is the sense of continuity it brings, the feeling that you're part of a cycle far larger than yourself. And what better way to embrace this cycle than by collecting seeds from your own garden? It's a wonderfully frugal practice, allowing you to multiply your plants without spending a penny. When choosing plants for seed saving, opt for open-pollinated varieties or heirloom seeds. These will produce offspring that are true to the parent plant, ensuring that your favorite flowers, herbs, or vegetables return year after year. Hybrid varieties, on the other hand, can be a bit unpredictable, their offspring often displaying different characteristics from the parent plant. Once you've selected your plants, allow the flowers to fade and the seed heads to fully mature. You'll know they're ready when they turn brown and dry. Carefully collect the seed heads, placing them in a paper bag or envelope to prevent mold. Store them in a cool, dry place until you're ready to sow. Before you unleash your inner garden designer and start digging with gusto, take a moment to plan the layout of your beds. Using a simple tool like a rope or a garden hose can make a world of difference, allowing you to visualize the shape and size of your beds before committing to a design. Lay the rope on the ground, shaping it into curves and straight lines, experimenting with different configurations. Step back and observe how the shapes interact with the surrounding landscape. Are they in harmony with the existing features of your garden? Do they create a sense of balance and flow? This simple technique allows you to play with different ideas without the need for back-breaking labor. You can easily adjust the curves, expand or contract the size, and fine-tune the layout until you're completely satisfied with the design. It's a bit like sketching with nature, using the rope as your pencil and the earth as your canvas. Chapter 4. Climbing vines. Those exuberant climbers that bring a touch of verticality and romance to our gardens. But as any gardener knows, these verdant adventurers often require a helping hand to reach their full potential. Instead of resorting to plastic ties or string, why not give your climbing vines a gentle and sustainable support system using old stockings? Yes, you heard that right. Those discarded nylons have a hidden talent for supporting our plant allies. Simply cut the legs of the stockings into strips of desired length. These stretchy strips act as soft yet sturdy ties, gently guiding the vines without constricting their growth. Not only is this method gentle on the plants, but it also reduces waste and adds a touch of resourceful ingenuity to your gardening repertoire. The stockings blend seamlessly into the foliage, becoming invisible guardians of your climbing vine's ascent. And the best part? You can reuse them year after year, making it a sustainable choice for both your garden and the planet. Chapter 5. There's nothing quite as disheartening as discovering that your precious seedlings have been nibbled down to the ground overnight, the work of those stealthy garden villains, cutworms. But fear not, for I have a simple and effective solution that will keep these pesky creatures at bay, allowing your seedlings to thrive. Gather some empty cans, those from tinned tomatoes or beans will do nicely. Using a can opener, carefully remove both the top and bottom of the can, creating a cylinder. These cylinders will act as protective collars for your vulnerable seedlings. Gently push the can cylinder a couple of inches into the soil around each seedling, ensuring that it extends a couple of inches above the soil line as well. This creates a physical barrier that cutworms cannot penetrate, protecting the delicate stems of your seedlings during their critical early growth stage. Chapter 6. Sowing tiny seeds can feel like an exercise in extreme patience, those minuscule specks testing the limits of our dexterity. But fear not, fellow gardeners, for I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve that will make handling these miniature marvels a breeze. First, grab a sticky note and fold the sticky side outwards, creating a makeshift seed dispenser. Sprinkle your tiny seeds onto the sticky surface. Now, with a moistened toothpick, gently pick up the seeds one by one, the moisture helping them adhere to the toothpick. You can then transfer them with ease to their designated spots in the seed tray or pots. Another handy tip is to mix your tiny seeds with a bit of fine sand. This will help to disperse them more evenly, preventing clumping and making it easier to achieve the desired spacing. Remember, patience is key when working with tiny seeds, but with a little ingenuity, you'll soon be sowing like a pro. Chapter 7. Keep seedlings warm with stones. Spring can be a fickle season, with warm days often followed by chilly nights, a roller coaster of temperatures that can be a challenge for young seedlings. But fear not, for we can harness the power of nature to create a microclimate that will keep our tender plants cozy and warm. One effective method is to create a wall of waters around your seedlings. These ingenious contraptions, readily available at garden centers, are essentially water-filled walls that act as thermal reservoirs, absorbing heat during the day and releasing it slowly at night, providing a consistent temperature buffer for your plants. If you're looking for a more rustic and budget-friendly solution, try placing bricks or large stones around your plants. These natural heat sinks will absorb the sun's warmth during the day and radiate it back towards your seedlings at night, creating a cozier environment that will help them thrive. Chapter 8. Protect seedlings from hungry birds using berry baskets. Ah, birdsong, one of the most delightful sounds of the garden, a symphony of chirps and trills that fills the air with joy. But as any gardener knows, our feathered friends can sometimes be a bit too enthusiastic in their foraging, especially when it comes to freshly sown seeds and tender seedlings. Fear not, for I have a simple and effective solution that will protect your precious plants without harming our avian companions. Gather those empty plastic berry baskets, the ones that strawberries or raspberries come in. Turn them upside down and place them over your seedlings or freshly sown seed beds. These baskets act as mini cloches, creating a protective barrier that prevents birds from accessing your plants. The holes in the baskets allow for adequate airflow and sunlight to reach your seedlings, while also providing some protection from harsh winds. It's a win-win situation, ensuring the well-being of both your plants and the birds. Chapter 9. Precision watering for houseplants, using a funnel. Watering houseplants can sometimes feel like a delicate dance, trying to deliver the right amount of moisture to the roots without making a mess on your windowsill or furniture. But fear not, fellow plant enthusiasts, for I have a simple trick that will make watering your indoor jungle a breeze. Grab a regular funnel, the kind you might use in the kitchen. Place the narrow end of the funnel into the soil of your houseplant, gently pushing it in a bit to create a small well. Now, simply pour water into the wider end of the funnel. The funnel will direct the water directly to the roots of your plant, minimizing any spillage and ensuring that the moisture reaches its intended destination. This method is particularly useful for plants that are sensitive to overwatering or those that prefer their foliage to remain dry. In most regions outside of California or Florida, annuals provide those bright but temporary bursts of color that can really liven up a bed. These vibrant flowers are a gardener's delight, bringing life and energy to any garden space. However, their temporary nature means they need to be managed thoughtfully. If you're only planning to keep a plant in a specific spot for a few months, plant them in a separate pot and bury the pot. This technique allows for easy relocation and ensures that the plant's roots are contained, making it simpler to manage. This method is particularly useful for plants you intend to bring indoors during winter, like geraniums, which are sensitive to frost and cold weather. By using pots, you can effortlessly transition them from outdoor to indoor environments. It's also a great strategy for houseplants that enjoy some time outside in the summer. These plants can benefit from the fresh air and sunlight and then be easily moved back indoors when the weather changes. It's also ideal for adding seasonal color to areas where frost is light and short-lived. This way, you can enjoy the beauty of annuals without worrying about the damage from unexpected frosts. To use this method, bury a pot in the soil and leave it open. This creates a stable environment for the plant while allowing for easy removal. When you're ready to bring your plant indoors, use a matching-sized pot and simply nest it inside the buried one. This nesting technique ensures minimal disturbance to the plant's roots. Remove and move indoors before the frost sets in. This proactive step protects your plants from the harsh winter conditions. If you plan to discard the plant at the end of the season, use a larger pot than the one holding the plant. This makes it easier to handle and manage the plant throughout its growing season. Once the blooms are done or frost is approaching, simply remove the plant and compost it. This ensures that your garden remains tidy and ready for the next planting season. Beyond winter sowing, you can also repurpose plastic clamshell packaging for indoor gardening to grow microgreens. These small, nutrient-packed greens are perfect for adding a fresh touch to your meals. A small but nutritious addition to your kitchen. Imagine the satisfaction of harvesting your own microgreens right from your countertop. Microgreens offer a concentrated amount of nutrients and can be harvested in as little as 2 weeks. They are not only healthy but also incredibly easy to grow. To start, save a large plastic clamshell container with at least 2 inches of depth and a lid that's 3 inches high or more. This will create a mini greenhouse effect, perfect for your microgreens. Fill it with 2 inches of seed starting mix or a well-draining potting mix. This will provide the ideal environment for your seeds to sprout and grow. If needed, use a heated screwdriver to poke drainage holes in the bottom. Proper drainage is crucial to prevent waterlogging and ensure healthy root development. Sow the seeds densely to cover the surface. This dense planting will ensure a lush, thick crop of microgreens. While a grow light will help them grow straighter, you can still place the container near a sunny window. Natural sunlight is also beneficial for their growth. Keep the soil consistently moist, and once the greens reach about 2 inches tall, harvest them with herb scissors. Enjoy your fresh homegrown microgreens in salads, sandwiches, or as a garnish for various dishes. There are countless ways a tarp can assist with garden tasks beyond digging or moving materials. Tarps provide a convenient work surface, making it easier to keep patios clean when repotting or transplanting plants, and making cleanup effortless. I also use tarps to drag tree and shrub clippings to the compost pile. A tarp is a truly versatile tool that can be easily shaken clean and folded away for storage during the winter. Mailboxes are designed to withstand the elements and keep critters out, which makes them a great option for protecting garden tools from weather damage. Instead of constantly bringing tools inside, you can store them safely outdoors. Tools are less likely to rust when stored in a weather-resistant mailbox, and they stay organized in one place. If you've spent any time gardening, you've probably misplaced almost as many tools as you've bought. Choose a bold neon color like bright pink, lime green, or yellow that stands out against both soil and foliage. Paint the handles of your tools in this color so they'll be easy to spot sticking out of the compost pile. The Hori-Hori is my all-time favorite garden tool. Originally designed by Japanese bonsai hunters, it's perfect for digging, dividing, and cutting plants in the wild. With this single tool in your pocket, you've got a trowel, knife, and weeder all in one. The best versions feature a wooden handle and well-forged iron blade, often with a belt holster. One side of the blade is curved inward like a trowel, while the other side is serrated, making it great for cutting through roots. Its narrow tip can also help dig weeds out of tight spaces like cracks in paving. It's truly the Swiss Army knife of garden tools. I used to struggle with finding a good solution for plant tags. The plastic nursery ones are too loud and often break over time. Then I discovered chalk paint pens. I use black plant tags with a matte chalkboard surface and label them with waterproof white paint markers. If I need to change a plant's name, the paint can easily be wiped off with rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer. The black tags blend more subtly into the garden, while the white writing is clearly visible, creating an elegant, apothecary-style look. Like the Hori-Hori knife and the tarp, the tub trug is an indispensable garden tool that I use constantly. While there are beautiful wooden trugs for harvesting flowers and produce, these plastic waterproof trugs are the true garden workhorses. They're perfect for hauling soil, plants, garden amendments, and water. Deeper trugs can even soak overly dry potted plants. They're great for holding new plant purchases or transporting them from the nursery to the garden. The flexible design allows you to squeeze the handles together for easy carrying under your arm or like a shopping bag. When one of mine broke after years of use, I simply drilled holes in the bottom and repurposed it as a planter. After making a nice row for your seeds, how can you be sure they landed exactly where you intended? Grab a toilet paper tube, paper towel holder, or even a hollow PVC pipe. Position it over the row you've prepared, and drop your seeds down the tube, guiding them directly into the soil as you move along the row. It's a simple trick, but it makes a world of difference, especially when you're sowing small seeds. This approach targets the seeds precisely into the row, increasing the chances they'll sprout in the right place. Seeds can remain viable for many years if stored properly in cool, dry conditions, but their effectiveness diminishes over time. Before planting, you can test the viability of your seeds using a simple kitchen experiment. Dampen a paper towel and spread some of the seeds on top. Place the paper towel inside a plastic baggie or a small storage container. The warm, humid environment will encourage the seeds to break dormancy and sprout. Check them every few days. Plant the seeds that sprout according to their instructions and compost the rest. Rust can destroy even the most beloved garden tools, but regular cleaning can help extend their lifespan. Here's an easy hands-off technique to keep your tools clean and ready to use. Fill a 5-gallon bucket with clean sand and a small amount of oil. Linseed oil works well. Stir the mixture with a trowel. To clean your tools, simply plunge them into the sand a few times and wipe them off with a cloth. By making this a regular habit after each gardening session, you'll keep your tools in great condition and extend their longevity. Milk jugs are incredibly versatile in the garden. If you don't want to pull out the hose or if some plants are just out of reach, milk jugs filled with water can be the perfect solution. You can make them more effective by drilling small holes in the cap to create a gentle, rain-like pour that's perfect for delicate plants. It's a great way to reuse something that might otherwise end up in the recycling bin. Having a convenient watering tool nearby makes it easier to care for thirsty plants, even when you're pressed for time. If you're heading out of town for a week or two, you might be worried about how to keep your beloved plants hydrated while you're away. Without an irrigation system in place, the usual solution is to ask a friend or neighbor to water your outdoor potted plants. But if you're only going away for 5 to 10 days, there's a simple and effective method to ensure your plants stay hydrated and healthy. Place your plant pots in a kiddie pool, making sure they are arranged evenly. Then, fill the pool with water until it reaches about halfway up the sides of the pots. The plants will naturally absorb water through the drainage holes at the bottom of their pots, keeping the soil moist. For best results, place the kiddie pool in a shaded area to slow down the rate of evaporation and keep the water cooler. Note that this method isn't suitable for desert plants like succulents, which prefer to dry out between waterings and can suffer from too much moisture. With this method, you can enjoy your vacation without worrying about your plants back home, knowing they're being well watered and cared for in your absence, ensuring they remain healthy and vibrant. Well, there you have it. A baker's dozen of handy hints and clever solutions to help simplify your gardening life. From repurposed household items to time-saving techniques, I hope these ideas inspire you to approach your garden with a bit of ingenuity and a lot of heart. Remember, gardening is all about connecting with nature, nurturing life, and finding joy in the process. Happy gardening, everyone!